You are?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
Yep, it's still good. Welcome on my YouTube subscribers, DC fans. I hope you guys are having an amazing start to your weekend because the Flash movie is officially now in theaters for everybody to watch. Just got back from seeing the movie a second time. Still good. I will say this. I'll say the nostalgia member berries hit me a little bit lesser now that I know what was coming in the movie and shit like that. It was great seeing the cameos. Great seeing Michael Keaton back as Batman. And plus the post-credit scene. Yeah, that's something too, yeah. But now the Flash movie's out now. I guess we could talk about the shit in spoilers now. If you haven't seen the Flash movie, go watch it. Duh. If you don't want things spoiled for you, but if you don't care about spoilers, we're gonna talk about the movie from start to finish, the best I can recollection it. But yeah, talk about the spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Spoiler talk. First of all, the way the movie opens up and shit, we established that Barry Allen's kind of like the garbage man of the Justice League, fattest man alive and shit. So it's kind of like, yeah, you would be the person to handle like all the cleanup shit, like from saving, you know, the people and stuff. The movie establishes that, yeah, Barry Allen's like, yeah, I gotta zip over to Gotham from Central City and save this collapsing building with these raining babies falling and they're all about to die. Well, you got Batflick being awesome, chasing down the baddie with the fucking superpowers shit that's gonna kill everybody. Now, I will say this is kind of like where the issues kind of show their face a little bit in this first beginning part of the movie because the CGI is kind of like, ooh, that's like good PlayStation 3. Because when you see the Flash save those babies and stuff like that, you're just like, well, clearly they're not real babies. Because then if they were real babies, this movie would be canceled again. So it's kind of like, yeah, the only thing they could do was make CGI babies, but just make the CGI a little less predominant because it was kind of like, yeah, that looks fake. But does it look fake? Even though it is fake. Well, the Speed Force, we got to see like exactly how the Speed Force operates, how Barry sees shit like that, because things just really slow down to a crawl. You just see Barry just like jump on things and stuff like that, and just like you're just thinking to yourself like these babies are everything's just like kind of frozen, but Barry just keep moving shit like that. And I like that they did Speed Force different from how like you saw it done in like other superhero movies that deal with speed. Good job, DC. Like I said, Batflick, which is amazing. Like I said, I was like, this is like why Ben Affleck needed his solo movie that we'll never get. Maybe in another universe. Guys, oh my god, he was so awesome and shit. The way he's just jumping off of the fucking buildings, you know, those gadgets and that Batcycle. Batcycle, his movie was dope. Like, had all these different gadgets, shit like that. And I was just like, Batpod, what? No, just Batflick. He was great. But now we pretty much get to the crux of the whole movie, stuff like that. To get this whole thing started, Barry Allen more or less kind of discovers, like, hey, I can actually travel back in time because my dad's kind of, like, giving up hope and shit because he's being framed for, you know, murdering mom. So it's like Barry just finds that he can run back in time through the Speed Force to a bubble. And he tells Bruce, like, I can go back in time, shit. I can fix everything. I can save my parents. I can save your parents. And Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck gives one of the most profound speeches I love. He's pretty much just like, these scars are what make me, you know, like, well, see some lines of the tragedy. No, Barry was like, your tragedy, though, it made you a hero, so, you know, you're doing good shit. Bruce pretty much just like, yeah, it made me a hero, but also made me very lonely. Do you want this? I just like, it goes back to the Snyder cut. That Ben Affleck, he's just a great Bruce Wayne and a great Batman. Well, we could have saw if he had his own solo movie. Petitioning Ben Affleck need a solo Bat. Maybe it's too late now. He definitely looked like, yeah, I'm totally over this shit. I'm just doing this for a paycheck. I'm gonna give it my all because the fans love me as Batman. So he did good. So Barry Allen zips through the Speed Force. He goes back in time and decides like, hey, I'm going to put the can of tomatoes and shit like that because it was established that, oh yeah, Barry's mom told the dad to go get some tomato sauce so I can make the spaghetti and shit. And now it's like, hey, if she already had it, then he won't go back out there. And then, oh, timeline, it's fixed and shit. My mom lived. Until he does that and realizes that, okay, mom is alive and dad's cool, but there's still another Barry in this timeline. That shouldn't happen. You got the two Barrys kind of being like, oh, shit, I get superpowers. That's awesome. And it was kind of like it was a surreal moment, but I like that too. You can see the contrast between like young, annoying Barry and then like, you know, like established Barry, shit like that. Like, oh, I see where they both came from. That was great. But let's talk about the real meat and potatoes. The real meat and potatoes. Because they realize like, oh, Superman does this in this universe. Neither does Wonder Woman or Aquaman or Cyborg. What about that? Do you guys have a Batman or something? So then they go to Wayne Manor, and it's just as soon as the Wayne Manor clicks on the scene, you hear the 89 music cue up. You're just like, oh fuck. Yep, the nostalgia berries. They're serving us on a platter. and they're good. Because when they go into Wayne Manor, you just see this, like, dude come out of the fucking closet and shit. You're just like, he's got long hair. You're like, who the hell is this asshole and shit? He's just kicking ass. Funny part about that is he's kicking, you know, main timeline Barry's ass, but the new Barry, well, old Barry, he got the Speed Force because, you know, he had to do and shit like that. I know I miss some shit, but I'm talking about the good shit you want to hear about in the movie. The good shit, the cool shit. Michael Keaton shit. Michael Keaton tries to, every time he tries to attack Barry Allen and shit, young Barry Allen, Barry would just be like, oh, Speed Force moving out the way. Oh, I'm just going to dodge that. So it's pretty funny, but old Barry getting his ass kicked. Then I realized that, oh, are you Bruce Wayne? You're Bruce Wayne? Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton pretty much breaks it down like, oh, yeah, I know about the multiverse shit like that because I watched Loki. So when Bruce Wayne said, yeah, I'm not going to help you because General Zod is coming to Earth in this universe. He's going to fuck shit up. And Bruce is like, nope, you're on your own piece. So like, you know what? We got to go use his shit. So they break into the Batcave. But like I said, when you hear that, dun, 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 just like, yep. It's on. I just got the goosebumps because I just, like I said, if 89 Batman is your favorite, the Batman you grew up on, the movie you grew up on, it's just like, it's like going back to your old home that you haven't been to in a minute and everything's still the same. Just like, it's just like going back in time. I love it. Because us, man, when they saw the 89 Batmobile, I was like, that's the stuff. Everything is like damn near the same. The back computer, even though I don't think there was a waterfall in the 89 movie. Barry Allen decided that, okay, in order for us to beat General Zod, we gotta go get Superman. So, through a series of events, Barry Allen talks Bruce Wayne into suiting up being Batman. You know, he says the line,
I'm Batman.
yes, sir, you are the Batman. So, you know, they get in the Batplane, the new Batplane 2.0, which is also dope. Fly off to Russia, because that's where Superman's being held, and you're like, oh, this is dope. And then you saw the scene, you saw the trailer and shit like that, where, you know, you're like, where's your parachute at? Batman just falls out because he's awesome. See, this is like the main Michael Keaton Batman action scene. He just takes out all these Russian assholes, takes them out with the gadgets, his cape is bulletproof, he's using the batarangs and all type of explosive shit like that. You're just like, so you're awesome, I love it. But then end up discovering that, oh, that's not actually Clark Kent Kal-El, it's actually Kara. So apparently in this universe, they both came to Earth, but Kal-El's ship was intercepted by General Zod and he got murdered as a baby. Yeah, baby got murdered in this movie. What? But Kara, more or less, she's the one who has the DNA and shit to bring Krypton back, because they're going to use the whole world engine that didn't manage still to terraform Earth and Krypton. I kind of wish they did it just slightly different. Like, keep that same thing, but make it seem like, oh, it was both of them that had, like, the DNA to bring Krypton back. Because I just felt like, oh, yeah, they both came to Earth and shit, and they got Kal-El, the baby, but it kind of loses that interest. Was kind of like, oh, yeah, but that wasn't the key. You were the key the whole time. So it makes it feel like if she was the key the whole time, why even kill off Kal-El? That wasn't even needed. It didn't have the same impact as if it were like, oh, we killed Kal-El and he had half of the DNA. Not enough. You have enough of the DNA. Bring Krypton back. That would have made it feel more personal for Kara to be like, oh, you killed my cousin to bring Krypton. I'm going after your asshole. More or less, Barry Allen gets his powers back through the powers of Shazam, because Kara takes him up in the sky and shit, gets powers back. And see the last half of the movie with the kicking ass shit at the new Super Friends. But inevitably, ultimately, Kara dies. And so does Keaton die. They both die in the movie. So, young Barry Allen is like, you know what, I can go back in time and shit to just stop that. But every time he does that, Kara ends up dying again and again and again. It's kind of like the, you know, Dormammu, I came to bargain type deal. So more or less, the two Barrys do that, but new Barry's like, old Barry's like, oh, no, not old Barry, young Barry. Getting them all mixed up, my Barry. He ends up going back in time so many times, this shit, that ultimately this dark figure and shit that you saw at the beginning of the movie, he comes in and it's established that, oh, younger Barry is now this evil, dark looking flash shit. And he's like, oh, I've been going back in time over and over and over again to try to save Kara, save my mom. That's why I'm doing all of this. Until Barry gives him the pep talk, like, you know what, some things are just inevitable. You gotta let her go. Not everything has a solution, so... And when you see that part, oh my lord, see the different DC multiverses clashing and shit in the Speed Force bubble, and you see Christopher Reeve's Superman, that was awesome. It was CGI, but it was awesome. Adam West's Batman, and the biggest, like, crowd wowzer, what we saw, oh goodness, Nicolas Cage as Superman. A Superman that never would have been, but it was kind of good seeing him and shit. Kind of like as a, oh, what if? So that was awesome too. Love seeing that shit. So the multiverses are collapsing, clashing and shit. Barry Allen decides that, you know what? I'm just gonna screw it, go back in time, and just take that can and just let my mom die. Peace, universe. Or is it? Because at the end of the movie, Barry Allen goes back to the main timeline. And it's like, okay, my dad's free and shit, so everything seems cool, right? Till the end of the movie, we see Bruce Wayne comes in, you're like, Bruce Wayne? Who? What the, George Clooney? Who the fuck are you? I was just like, what the George Clooney? What the fuck? That was that Barry Allen is now not in his own main universe. Now he's in an alternate universe where, yeah, his mom's dead. Dad is out of jail, off the hook. Now we got a new Batman that's George Clooney with the bat nipple, so that's gonna be like, oh, what does this mean for the future? Who knows? But now it's like a whole multiverse. So they could pull from, you know, anything, everything. So I'll get it. There is a post-credit scene that it doesn't make too much sense because it's like, oh, Aquaman is with the Flash shit, but he's not Aquaman. It was kind of weird. I don't know. Again, maybe we'll see an Aquaman 2 that comes out in December. Maybe we'll see how it connects to the Flash movie. We'll find out. Anyway, the Flash movie was a great movie. I had a great time watching it. If you could put your nostalgia in check, I think you have a decent time with this. But if you just love everything 89 Batman and this will hit home for you, has all the cameos, all the cool shit you want to see, but also a good story with the Flash at the end of the day. And that's good. Flash at theaters right now. You can see it. Not go see it. Type below. Let me know. Talk about it. What are your thoughts? What's your favorite part of the movie? Type below. Let me know. Talk about it. See you guys in the next video. Always subscribe. Until next time.